SEBI's eased disclosure rules for foreign portfolio investors after Tuhin Kanta Pandey chaired his first board meeting yesterday. Sandeep Parekh is now joining us to talk about this and more. Sandeep, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Prashant, this side. Easier disclosure rules for smaller FPIs. How significant is this, according to you?
Hi, Prashant. So I think I would say it is definitely a change for the positive in terms of changing the number from 25,000 crore to 50,000 crore. I would have actually wanted another thing, which really is, allowing exemptions based on good evidence. Because, we've seen, multiple clients and other people that I've met, many FPIs are being forced to kind of wind up their positions because they're unable to go to the last natural person without any, de minimis rule, which means even if you have $100 in a fund, you have to go to the last person, which is not always practical or possible for funds which have, hundreds of investors. So I think an additional change would have been very, very useful so that, we don't get rid of clean money, right? We want clean money. We don't want press note fee violation. We don't want minimum public shareholding violation or any other violation. But at the same time, we should not get rid of good money.
Okay, but this will help at the margin, Sandeep, in terms of what is needed, as you said. You've pointed out that clearly. But what has happened, perhaps step in the right direction?
I think it's a step in the right direction. And if you see all the other agenda, the decisions from yesterday's agendas, I think almost every single one is getting into deregulation. I think there's pretty good news directionally, and of course, those steps are still small steps. But I think the point of number one, deregulation, number two, transparency at SEBI, I think great signals to the market.
Anything apart from this which really stands out to you, which you thought was
so another thing which one of the things which stood out was the merchant banking regulations, debenture trustee merchant banking, which actually reverses or rather stays a decision by SEBI in its previous board meeting, where they wanted to kind of make merchant bankers divest unlisted work that they do. So if any advice that they give for unlisted securities, debt securities, or any such thing that had to be divested, which actually didn't make too much sense, because then you'll have two merchant banks of the same family doing pretty much identical stuff, one for listed space. So they put that on hold, which is great, I think. And I hope they kind of, I don't think it's precedented anywhere in the world to have an unlisted company merchant bank and one listed company merchant bank. So I'm glad they paused that.
Okay, Sandeep, quick initial top-of-the-mind thoughts there, but good to get those. So most decisions, and that's the broader takeaway, the broader message, most decisions from your SEBI yesterday point towards deregulation and ease of doing business, both for foreign investors and, of course, locally here as well. So that's the first board meeting under the new SEBI chairman, Tuhin Kanta Pandey. GIFT Nifty will just come up on your screen. There's still 20 minutes to go as far as market open is concerned. At 8 o'clock, when we looked at it, they had we saw almost a 70-75 odd point pop. And I'll give you a sense of where we are now exactly. Almost pasted that 70-point gap up, very much still there. 23,770 is where we're at.